Good evening, everyone. Susan Campfield here. Welcome to my craft room. Come on in. I am a crafter. What's your superpower? Although my superpower might be losing things in my craft room. How are you, everyone? Welcome to my channel, SueStanfield.com. So glad you're here. You might be here on YouTube with me hanging out, or you might be over in Facebook, wherever you are. So glad you're here with me this evening. We're going to create a card tonight. Shocker. And it's going to have a fun little window that we're going to die cut in it. And we're going to use one of the new in colors for this card. I've done it previously in a different in color. We're going to change it up a little bit tonight. You haven't seen it previously, but my team did. This card was done for a special team event that I did in collaboration with a few other demonstrators. So let's go ahead and get this party started. I just wanted to remind you, if you're not currently subscribed to my free project sheets, you can do that at SueStanfield.com. Click on subscribe. You can either subscribe to my blog or you can subscribe to my free project sheet emails. The blog posts are right now once a month, and they're all Crafternoon based, so lots of fun in those. And then the free project emails are usually tied, the projects are usually tied to a video. So let's get this party started. I should tell you right now, I am pre-recording this video because I am in Norway right now. Hang on. I am probably wearing something like this because it's going to be quite cold there. It's, well, I mean, it's not terrible. I'm from Minnesota, so it's going to be 30s to 50. 51, I think. If I look ahead on the calendar for this day that you'll be watching this video, I think the high was 51, the low was like 40 something, maybe 30 something. Anyway, I'll be bundled up part of the time, and then it might be sunny and nice. I think one of the stops we might get up to 60. So this time I will be on the ship, actually heading back to the United Kingdom, and we're going to stay there a few days to do some fun things. But I wanted to keep you inspired while I'm gone because I want you making and sending cards so that together we can make the world a kinder and happier place, one handmade card at a time. I got a handmade card in the mail today and I was so excited. Like, doesn't it feel good? First of all, that somebody would think of me and send me a card is just makes me feel good, right? And it was a gorgeous card, and I'll show you that one on the next video. So let's go ahead and get this party started. I'm going to flip the camera. Now, I often misplace things in my craft room, and so we play the Found It game. When I find the item again, we all take a sip of our beverage. I have some delicious ice water in here. In fact, I'm having a hot flash, so I'm just gonna have a drink now. Woo, I got to put the fire out there. Goodness gracious. Okay, kind of a scramble getting ready for the trip. I'm so excited. We're going to use the gorgeous Timeless Arrangements bundle. There is so much that you can do with this. So I'm excited to share some more ideas with you. Now, this was the featured bundle for the Crafternoon event this month. So I'm going to slide this. Oh, actually, you know what? I got this little gift from one of my team members, and holy cow, she used this set right on the right on the gift. There's some little treats in there, but you can see, I can tell that font because it's a really cool font. The thank you. And then she used one of the frame dies. This is from my team member, Terry Snyder. I haven't even opened it yet. There's a really cute card in there. Okay, we might have to take a look at that. So cute, right? So anyway, at Crafternoon this month, we did the featured fun folds was the double-decker pop-out card. And anyone that placed a qualifying order with me in April got this packet to make this was our make and take, if you will. And there were several different patterns of paper I used, 3 different ones, in fact. And so this is the double-decker pop-out card, super fun. But this is the Timeless Arrangements bundle. So we took this die and we made a window box. So fun, right? And then we cut these cool border pieces, I think 3 of them, to build our window box. And you can watch that video on my channel to learn how to make that. If you would like a packet in the mail next month to make the card along with us, you can do that. You just place a $50 order in my online store. You do not need a host code or anything like that. Just go to SueStampfield.com and click on shop now, and you should be all set. I also have the shopping link here at the bottom in the description of the YouTube channel. So timeless arrangements. Let's talk timeless arrangements. Okay, the card we're making, I got to get on my page. We're going to do some stamping. We're going to use this really pretty, I don't know what kind of flower. I don't know. What kind of flower is that? It's a pretty flower, whatever it is. So we're going to stamp the flower. We're going to color it. Very little coloring. Don't be scared off by that. And then we're going to use this sentiment right here. Hope your day is filled with everything good. Now, this set is primarily a thank you. In fact, in 2 videos ago, is that right? I'm losing track now. Yeah, 2 videos ago, I shared this card with you. This one is with the same set of dies, and you can see it's a thank you card. This one is an easel fold card, so it stands up like that for display, and you can see all the fun thank you options that are in this set. But we're actually going to use it as a birthday card because I think this hope your day is filled with everything good is a perfectly good birthday sentiment, right? I mean, actually, it's an everyday sentiment. I hope everybody's day is filled with everything good, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got my stamps already on blocks here. Oh, where should we start? Let's start with some die cutting. That's a good place to start. I got my cheat sheet ready. So actually, no, I lied. I'm going to go off my tutorial. So, okay. So we have our paper here, and we're going to, hang on. Get a scrap paper. All right. There we go. So we're going to put our card down right here, and we're going to do some stamping. So our card base is a little bit smaller than normal because we're going to be layering it up to get to standard card size. So we're going to start with a piece of boho blue, and it is cut at 7.5 inches by 5 inches. So 7.5 by 5, and it's scored at 3 3/4. I'm not actually going to fold on. I mean, I'll just crease a little bit here so you can see where it is, but we need it flat right now. So I'm just going to lay it. I'm going to put a piece of grid paper down here just to protect my work surface because I will be stamping off the edge a little bit. And I'm going to grab my flower, and I need my boho blue ink pad. So let's get our boho blue ink pad here, and we're going to stamp some flowers across the bottom. Oh, this pad is so juicy. I can just tell this like squishy sounds when I ink it up. It's awesome. I love a juicy ink pad. So we're going to start with our first one here. You know what? I'm going to use a cushion. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, which means it's clear. So it doesn't have the built-in cushion that an orange rubber, let me see, let me get a red rubber stamp in here. So you can see that the red rubber stamps have a cushion on them. The photopolymer do not, because they're see-through and you need to be able to see through it. So you do often get a better image if you add the Stampin' Pierce mat under your scrap, or if you don't have the Stampin' Pierce mat, you can absolutely use like a mouse pad or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the flower here. And I'm stamping part of the stem off the paper. And I'm going to do 3 of these flowers, so I kind of want them the same amount of stamping off. I want them to be kind of even across. So I'm going to use my grid paper, and there's a 1 row of squares right below my paper, and I'm going to stamp the stem so that it's about 1 square, which is a 1/4 inch. Not quite, but pretty close. All right. And then I'm going to do 1 more over here. And again, I'm going to kind of make sure I'm on 1 square for that one. And we're actually going to be die cutting a window in our card. So I'm going to take the die that I'm going to use for that window. There are 3 rectangle dies in this. They are a dotted edge with a little X in 4 spots. You'll see it in a minute here. But there's 3 different sizes. We're using what I call the biggest one. It's not the longest one, but it is the widest one. So we're going to grab that and we're going to go ahead and place that on our paper here. And I'm just using this as a guide. I want one more flower, but I want to make sure that I leave sufficient room to die cut this window in my card. So I'm going to leave that on here and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that stem again so that it's coming off onto that first square right there. So I have my 3 flowers across the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and close up my boho blue pad because I'm actually done with it now. And I'm set it aside. So let's bring in a die cutting machine. Here we go. I'm going to set this aside. And oh goodness. All right, hang on. I gotta make room, friends. Oh my goodness. So many fun stamping things. And out of the way, you. Oh, you saw it. You saw what color. Did you see what color I did it in before? I did it in Moody Mauve. I'll show it to you at the end. Promise. Unless I forget. No, I'll remember. Okay, so we're going to lay our card right in here. And we're going to put our frame right between those 2 flowers. So pretty in blue. It's kind of like a, I don't know, would you call it a cornflower blue almost? I don't know. So pretty. All right, and I'm going to use a Post-it note. I'm going to use a Post-it note to stick this up. Found them. Here they are. All right, take a sip, everyone. We've got our first found it of the night. Is that our first or second? I can't remember. Losing track already. Oh my goodness, that's not a good sign. All right, so we're going to grab our Post-it note, and I'm just going to, oh, I got water in my card. That's okay. It'll dry. No worries. It wasn't a lot of water. It's just a little dibbledy-dab. All right. So I've got my my frame kind of held down with the Post-it note, and I'm going to, I should say sticky note, and I'm going to put this on and send it through. Okay. I can't crank it because things are in my way. Oh my goodness. Roll the ribbon right under the handle. Did not work out for cranking. All right. So we're going to slide this through, and then we're going to use this die one more time. We're going to, let's see what we did here. All right. Let's see what it looks like. All right. So we have just cut an opening, a window in our card. And we're going to save the label that we die cut because we're going to use that on the inside of our card. And we're going to cut another of this same frame, but out of basic white. All right. I'm going to go ahead and die cut this one. I'm not so worried on this one about holding it in place because as long as I come out with a white rectangle, I don't really care if it cuts crooked or straight. Just as long as it's all intact and in one piece, right? Sorry, I jiggled the camera there. All right, let's get this big thing out of our way. We're done with that. And here is our frame. So it's exactly the same as the other one. And let's see if I can, let me see. I'm going to set this out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to zoom up. So you can see that fun detail around the end. So it's dotted, perforated almost maybe. And then it has the fun little X's in 4 spots, the dead center of each side. Super cute. All right, so I'm going to zoom back out and we're going to do a little stamping on this. So I'm going to bring that cushion back in and we're going to do another flower, but this flower we're going to do in black. And we're going to do some words. So I need to clean my flower, don't I, friends? All right. Oh, found it. I didn't know where the cleanup pad was, but it was pretty easy to find. So take another sip, everyone. We've got our Stampin' Scrub. Yuck, mine looks a little grungy, doesn't it? Oops. And I've got my Stampin' Mist here. Just going to spray a little on there. And I'm going to clean that flower because it was in boho blue from when we stamped the front, and now I want to do it in the tuxedo color. So, all right. So we're going to stamp our flower and our words. I'm going to start with the words because the flower, I have room to adjust. The words, I don't really. So I want to make sure the words I'll explain that more in a second when I go to stamp the flower. I'm going to do the flowers or the words first. The flower, I can stamp the stem off the edge of the paper and don't have to worry about. Okay, so hope your day is filled with everything good. And let me show you what I'm trying to babble and talk about with the flower. The flower, I don't need the stem, right? So I just wanted the words on there, and that helps me decide how much room I have for the flower. So it's mostly just the buds and the leaf, which is perfect. So there we have our flower. And let's go ahead and get the cap back on here. And all right, so I think I stamped this a little. I think I die cut this a little bit low. I usually go a little higher up. So we'll see how that looks. It means that this flower is going to be a little lower than the rest, but not, it's still going to look good. Okay. Whew. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of quick coloring with this. So one of the great things about many of the Stampin' Up! Colors is a lot of the colors have matching alcohol markers. They're called Stampin' Blends. They're really fun to use. At least I enjoy using them. So I'm going to just do some, it almost doesn't even count as coloring. It's just little quick scribbles inside the flower here. Now I'm actually using the bullet tip, the skinny tip of the marker. There's also a wide tip. But this is such a delicate little flower that the skinny tip works best for me to kind of get into all of those nooks and crannies without going outside of the flower. There is a correction marker. If you go outside the lines, you can. There's a marker that will sort of make it evaporate. All right, so now I'm going to take the dark one. This is optional. If you want to do a little shading, you totally can. But again, this is, you don't have to. You can just call it done with that blue. I'm just adding a little bit of a darker blue in there. It's very subtle. I don't know if you can see it even. Just a teeny bit of darkness in the center. And then I'm going to color my leaf. Now, when we did this for our teams, we were sticking to just the in colors because we didn't want them to have to buy everything. So I'm going to actually use wild wheat for the leaves. Now, I know that seems a little bit odd because when you look at it, it looks very gold, but wild wheat is a very interesting color. It's actually more of a chartreuse. So depending on how you use it, if you put it with yellow, it will look yellow, but if you put it with it can also look very green depending on what it's with. So I'm just adding a little bit of the wild wheat into the leaves. And I got a little outside the lines, so I am going to show you what I was talking about here. So this is the Color Lifter. This is that correcting pen that I mentioned. And so if you go outside the lines, let's see if I can zoom up. Can I go anymore? Oh, nope. I'm on my maximum zooming. So I just went outside the lines a little bit here. So I just scribble over it with the Color Lifter, and it just lifts that color away. Depending how dark the color is, you might have to go over it multiple times. This color is pretty light, so it actually lifted right away. And there we have our flower. Really pretty in blue. I haven't done this one in blue before, so so pretty. All right, so we've got our card here. We're going to fold on that score line and crease it. That would take a bone folder. Found it. It's right where it belonged. All right, we're going to go ahead and crease that. Take a sip, everyone. Oh, my goodness. But isn't that cute with that little window in there? So now we're going to put the inside of our card in. I hope this is... You know what? I don't think I cut the inside of the card. Oopsie. All right, we're going to do that together. It's okay. We can figure that one out, can't we? So the inside of the card, hang on, I'm sorry, I'm away from the microphone. So I have a piece of basic white here. The inside of the card is 3.5 by 4 3/4. I thought I had everything cut for this card, but I missed one. Sorry about that. All right, so we're going to cut this at, what did I say? 3.5 by 4 3/4 for the inside. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. nice. All right, there we go. And that is going to go inside our card here. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. Uh-oh, ruh-roh. There is no adhesive. It's not where it belongs. Oh, I found it. It was under the Timeless Arrangement stamp set. All right. Welcome to my world. Are you kidding me? I had the banner up this whole time. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh, so sorry about that, you guys. Were you yelling at me in the comments? Oh my goodness. So sorry. Sorry, Jennifer. Jennifer Walsh, my wonderful moderator, is hanging out in the comments tonight. How are you, Jennifer? If you have a question, you can feel free to tag her with the @ symbol and she can answer your question. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this right inside the card. Okay, so now my window has a white piece showing, and then I am actually going to pop this in. I want it to appear in the window. So what I'm going to do, and this is if you're one of my team members, this is a little change up from how we did it on our team video. I don't know if this will work, but I'm thinking this might work. So let's give it a try, friends. I'm going to take 2 mini dimensionals and put them way up at the top. That's the top. And I'm going to put 2 mini dimensionals way down at the bottom. When I say way down at the bottom, I mean I'm putting the flat edge of the mini dimensional flush with the bottom, because that's as close as I can get it if I put the flat edge down versus the pointy edge. All right, so then we're going to peel these off. We're not going to put anything in the middle, and that's on purpose because we're going to slide something behind it. All right, so we're going to take this and we're just going to hold the card closed and we're going to push this through the frame. I just want to line it up because I do want the card to still open. And this does kind of hold it closed. It's like almost like a closure thing, right? So there we have that part of our card. Now we're going to take this boho blue frame that we had when we cut out our window, and we're actually going to just slide this right behind there to just add a little something on the inside of the card, and then we can write our message over here. So here's what I'm worried about. Worked beautifully with no adhesive on it, but will it slide through with, oh, it will. Oh, hallelujah, it worked. And then because we have these cool little X's, I can line up this X with that X and know that I'm pretty well straight. And I got dirt on my card. Okay. All right. I am going to grab an adhesive eraser. We used to sell these. We don't anymore, but you can get them at off of Amazon or at an art store. Adhesive eraser just had a little bit of goober on there, so that's all gone. So doesn't that little excess frame from the front just look super cute behind there? So now we're going to finish our card, and we're going to use a ribbon. I love adding ribbons to cards. I think it makes them look so elegant. So we're going to add it across the top here, and we're going to take our ribbon. Oh, how much am I using? It's a super good question. Let me just see here. I'll just cut it and then we'll measure it and see how much ribbon we end up with. Is this how you do it too? Do you just kind of wrap it around and see how much you need and then go from there? That's how I do it. All right, so we're going to measure this, and it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 inches. That's probably way more than we need. I wouldn't want to run out, right? Let's see how that comes out to be. It's nice to have a little extra to tie our knot, right? And I want my knot kind of over on this left side right here. And holding it down with my finger, that knot, well, I just poke the tail through the whole opening here. And I'm going to hold that knot down with my other finger and pull it tight. And there we have, yep, I did end up with quite a bit extra there. So I'm just going to trim it. Oh, I'll trim it this way. This is the pretty textured ribbon. It comes in all of the in colors. It is absolutely a gorgeous ribbon. That texture it just looks really rich with that texture. All right, so there we have our card. It's almost done. We're just going to make it normal card size because this right now is kind of a mini card. I'm actually going to slide this ribbon up a bit. That looks good to me right there. I don't know how I'm getting glitter on my card. I have no glitter anywhere. All right, let's take our adhesive here and let's stick our card together. So we're adhering this to a piece of basic white. And I will show you at the end of the video here. Sorry, my stomach is growling. I haven't eaten yet. At the end of the video here, I will show you will I show you the dimensions? Oh, I don't have the dimensions. Okay, we'll get it. We'll get it sorted. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we've got that layer on there. This layer piece is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And we're going to layer it on a piece of boho blue that is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, which is standard card size. All right, layer it right on there. So pretty, right? Okay, I am going to quickly grab these measurements and put them on the screen for you. Bear with me just one moment. I neglected to do that ahead of time. I apologize. And let me show you the Moody Mauve version that I made for our team. I'm just, this one also says Moody Mauve, which it's not. It's boho blue now. So, all right. Thanks for your patience. I want to make sure I can put these measurements up for you. All right, add banner and show. Let's see if we got it right here. All right, so yes, that is boho blue 7 1/2 by 5. That's this part that opens. And then the piece behind is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we have a layer of basic white that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then the inside piece is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, excuse me. And then this was just a scrap piece that I had on my desk, so I don't actually have a measurement for that. Is that how you cut dies too? You just use what you have laying around. Let me show you what the Moody Mauve version of this card looks like. Now, actually, for our team event, we didn't use the ribbon. We actually used linen thread was one of our supplies that we used on all 8 projects. And so this is the linen thread, and I actually colored it with the Moody Mauve Stampin' Blends. So a little bit different version. And this one is also the frame. But this one actually is just a standard card. I didn't do the frame opening. So that is an option for you if you don't want to cut the frame in, but the frame is, it just adds kind of a fun element, doesn't it? And then guess what? You don't need to do an inside message because the outside message is also the inside message. So it's kind of a twofer. And then let's look at some of these other cards. There are so many fun things that you can make with this, this awesome bundle because it just has a ton of dies in it. And this one, we only used this one little frame to make this gorgeous, gorgeous card. So, and then of course the pretty stamp from there. And that flower stamp, I think really makes the card along with those pretty labels. So there we have our fun card. I'm going to flip the camera around and say goodbye. So let's do that. Where's the right button? I found it. Take a sip, everyone. I found the right button. Cheers. I hope you're having a great evening tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me and Jennifer here in the comments. I look forward to getting back from the trip and telling you all about it. I will be posting pictures when I can in the Sue Stampfield Facebook group. So anyone is welcome to join the Sue Stampfield Facebook group. Just go into Facebook and search for the Sue Stampfield group and it should pop right up. And then I'll approve your request and you'll be all set. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Have a great rest of your evening and keep on making and sending those cards. Take care. Bye-bye.